The Great Base Initiative, a few key points to wrap up the course. It was a short course, but we wouldn't want anybody to take a shortcut. There is no shortcut. We're always asking young kids, who wins the race, the rabbit or the turtle? Well, the turtle wins the race. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Another analogy, the story of the three little pigs. Well, to keep the big bad wolf away, take your time, build your tennis game brick by brick. When it comes down to instant gratification, delayed gratification, it's a crisis how many young kids serve with some version of palm up. Just a couple years ago at the National 12s in the US, the Nationals, we filmed 50 boys, 50 girls. 95% of the players had some version of palm up on their serve. Now, to me, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, mom and dad. It's not a light, it's a train coming right at you. And unfortunately, what happens when kids have very poor fundamentals, there's a ceiling on their game. They can only improve so much, and unfortunately, they don't stay with the sport. That's part of our goal with the Great Base Initiative. Start tennis, stay with tennis, and also be able to give back to tennis, not just to be a taker. Young people should learn how to help other young people learning to play the game. When it comes down to the critics will say that it's too mechanical, it's too structured. Let's go with Roger Federer. Roger Federer, to this day, when he warms up, he catches the racket with his left hand. When he plays, he hits so far away from his body, he doesn't do that, but he still honors the same principle. A great story, because our course shows so much static balance. Roger Federer was taught, his first tennis teacher, a Czechoslovakian, Adolf Kavovsky. They called him Seppi. Roger's mother, Lynette, said, I just remember when Roger was 8 years old, he took 1 hour privates. He stood in one place, on balance, with long follow-throughs. That's verbatim. So Roger Federer developed the great base. And that's what we need to do, to have more people stay with tennis and not choose another sport. Other sports, two little 8-year-olds can kick a soccer ball back and forth. They can pass a basketball back and forth. It's not that easy to rally a tennis ball back and forth. So with that, we would love to see young players become athletes, run, skip rope. When it comes down to play on a soccer team when you're young, play on a basketball team when you're young. But take your time and learn proper technique. Part of the Aristotle quote, we are what we repeatedly do. The mother of skill, repetition. Well, repeat the right way. It's not pizza position, pull down. It's salute position, twist up. So from the course, take the string, hang it from a ceiling, put a little piece of tape that represents the contact point, 1 o'clock, get in front of the mirror, do it in the morning, do it in the evening. Bathroom scale 1, bathroom scale 2, Cobra. Practice, 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 but practice with a purpose. Practice properly. When it comes down to winning, tennis doesn't have to be about winning. Bobby Riggs, Wimbledon champion, said it so well. Just be in the game. If you want to just hit the backboard, if you want to just rally, that's great. Another Wimbledon champion, Jimmy Connors, and what spirit he had. The greatest thing in life is to play tennis and win. The second greatest thing in life is to play tennis and lose. Well, if we could go by that, we'd be pretty happy campers. Virginia Wade won Wimbledon as well. And I love her quote. Winning tennis doesn't lead to beautiful tennis. Beautiful tennis leads to winning tennis. So go about it in the right way. I'd like to thank all our mentors, and we've mentioned Vic Braden's name several times. Vic was always criticized for having his players look too mechanical in the beginning. And he would say, no problem, we just have our players loosen up after they win nationals. With tennis teaching, far too often, the parents look for a shortcut, they find someone who can hit the ball, it's a glorified sparring partner, and there's so many people teaching the game that truly haven't developed players, taken beginning players and had them develop to where they have competitive skills, competent skills. So when it comes down to it, parents, consumer beware. Get the right grip, have an efficient swing, and with winning, kids win just by staying in the sport. It's a sport for a lifetime. John Wooden, winning is a byproduct of skills. Braden, confidence comes from winning, winning comes from skills, skills come from practice and know-how. Well, hopefully our short course, the Great Base Initiative, has really given you the know-how. There's a lot more to be said about how to practice. Billie Jean King, go for it. She at one time named her company. Go for it. What we'd like to have you do is go for the Great Base Initiative. Get the Great Base.